Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. So, it's been a pretty interesting couple of days in Neverwinter. I haven't played Neverwinter since I got banned because I didn't bother making a new account. But even if I had, I wouldn't have been able to play it the last day. The reason is, the dupe stuff that I mentioned in my last video, well, I guess you would call it that. But basically, there was an exploit on the auction house where you could create astral diamonds, and astral diamonds is one of the two main currencies, and there's an exchange for it. So pretty much creating that particular currency gives you infinite wealth of every kind in the game. And people have been doing this for a while. And more interesting part is that one of the previous games made by the same company, Star Trek Online, had a very similar bug. It wasn't exactly the same, but show you guys a screenshot here. Basically, the bug in this game, I guess, had to do with negative buyouts. I don't exactly know how it worked, but you can see the similarities, as in Neverwinter the bug was primarily caused by negative bids, and it would result in some very weird stuff with auction. It would, yeah. Anyway, the bug in Neverwinter that allowed people to create astral diamonds has been abused for a while now, because I've actually seen auctions with negative bids, with negative times. I've seen some really weird stuff. I don't really bother to try to explore these kinds of things on stream, even though I'm aware of them, because I know there's potentially some very dangerous stuff that can be found out from it. And I like to exploit my games, but I don't like to completely break them. So I don't really go into that on stream. I don't really bother looking into that stuff. But it was there when I was casually browsing through the auction house, and I'm sure a lot of people saw it as well. So the problem here is that the way they handled the issue, it was a really tough issue to handle, with all these people realizing about this exploit and creating an enormous amounts of astral diamonds all at the same time. How do they deal with this? Well, what they did is they brought down the servers for 1 hour, and then it was 3 hours, and eventually, after many updates, it ended up being like 13 or 15 hours or something, and they ended up doing a rollback for all the servers, for all the characters, for everything that everyone did, and they ensured people that they wouldn't have lost anything. They wouldn't have lost any of the Zen that they purchased with real money. They wouldn't have lost any of the astral diamonds, but they would have lost, the experience and the difference in the rollback time that took place. Now, I've read the forums, I've read a lot of the things relating to this problem that they had, and this ended up not being really true. A lot of people have been complaining on the forums, on the Reddits, that they actually had a lot more Zen, they had a lot more astral diamonds than they than they have now. A lot of them say that because they weren't aware of the exploit prior to a time that it was rolled back to, they sold their astral diamond, or they sold their Zen for the other currency, or vice versa, and one got rolled back and the other didn't, so they're at a pretty big loss and whatnot. So that really sucks. The other side is that in Neverwinter, there's this genius currency that goes away if you don't log in for 1 day. And when you go to a fire, you click Control I to pray to the gods. You get one of each of these currencies, like an ardent coin and a celestial coin, something like that. I don't know. And with this stuff, at least with one of the currencies doesn't really matter, but the other one, you can buy this really cool stuff. And eventually, if you save it up for 360 days logged in a row, without exception, you can buy the coolest thing in the game, which is an epic angel pet or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think anyone's gotten it to be able to show it to other people. But there's pretty much the summary is there's some really cool stuff that you get with this stuff. And because of the rollback, it counted as people didn't log in since that time, which actually, for a lot of people, happened to be more than 24 hours. So guess what? From the game starting up until this point, the people who saved all that type of currency, it's all gone. And similarly, for a person like me, because I've been banned during that time, I'm sure my shit's gone too. So that stuff really sucks, but obviously it comes from a pretty failed game design format for a currency, so let's be realistic about that. Now, why am I mentioning all this stuff? It's stuff that doesn't really affect me too much. I mean, I got banned before this shit happened, so I don't really care. But there is a reason why I should. There is a reason why a lot of people who are interested in the game should care, because this is an MMO. This is an MMO, and MMOs really require people to play it. You can't have a fun MMO that has like 1,000 people playing it. When I was playing Dark Age of Camelot, in my 7th year of playing it, the only reason we stopped and ended up playing other games, ended up playing World of Warcraft, is because you just encounter the same people. Our server had like 600-700 people max. You go to PvP, it's the same people you're killing. You go to like sell stuff, there's no one's buying it. It's just a very small community, and it just doesn't work. And the reason this is a big problem is because Neverwinter is a good game, just by the game itself. Set aside the bugs, the exploits, the way they handle things, the rollbacks, all the other shit. The game itself is a lot of fun. The content is pretty fun. There's not a lot there, but if they would add on it, I think it would draw in a lot more people. But after this stuff, considering the fact that they really screwed up with this shit, they pretty much fell to the same mistake, the same like huge issue that they had in their previous game with the exploiting of the auction house. Given the fact that a lot of people were affected negatively from the way they handled it, and a lot of people were banned, and a lot of people were banned prior to like some stupid dungeon crap like me, it really is a big concern for the game. If a lot of people don't play Neverwinter after this, if a lot of people don't stick around for the next content patch in Neverwinter, which I don't know when that's going to come, then Neverwinter is going to be a really small community game. And given its shortcomings with the pay-to-win action, I think it may be it for that. Personally, that's a really sad thought, because I had a lot of fun playing Neverwinter. I had a lot of fun playing with the people that I played from Path of Exile, the people who were interested in the game. It was really cool. The game's really enjoyable to play. The dungeons are fairly challenging. The mechanics are fun. You get to knock monsters off cliffs. What more can you want? You don't have to deal with bullshit tanks pulling really fucking slowly and taking an hour in an instance. No, you don't need any of that. You just need 2 clerics. It's excellent. So, I love a lot about the game, but I want you guys to be aware of this, and to be aware of the fact that I might play Neverwinter again, but I might not. So, that's how it is. It's a great shame, but sometimes companies fail. Not the first time. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.